Hello, welcome back to this channel. In this video I'm going to be making that particular dress that you are seeing on the thumbnail. So this is a 1 yard of scuba fabric. This is just like an half yard of scuba fabric. This is blush pink, this is fuchsia pink. So this is going to be the body, while this is going to be the bow. So the first thing I'm going to do is to make box pleat. The box pleat will be 1.5 inches wide. So if we fold it into two, that would be like 3 inches. This will be like 1.5 inches. So I'm going to run it at interval. So let's get into it. So the first thing I'm going to do is to measure 6 inches. 6 inches, mark 6 inches, and rule it. That is going to be the length of the pleat. So you mark 6 inches. 6 inches. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing, but to just mark horizontal line 6 inches, so that it will guide you on how long your pleats are going to be. And to make your work faster, so I have my pleat drawn, my line drawn 6 inches long. So the next thing to do is to run the pleat. So for instance, I'll fold in this way, then I'll run pleat. It's going to stop here. I'm going to do that. So the next thing to do is to run stitch. This is the other side of the box pleat. So I'm going to run stitch on it to flatten it. This is what it looks like. So the next thing to do is to press this pleat to flatten them. So I'm going to go ahead and press. So after doing that, this is what it looks like on the other side. So the next thing I'm going to do is to measure out the length of the gown. The gown length is 20, so I'm going to add 1 inch for sewing allowance. That's 21. So we are going to measure 21. From here to here, 21. Twenty-one, 21. Just mark 21. So this is what I have after cutting. So the next thing to do is to fold it into two. You fold into two, then you fold again into 4. So after doing it this way, I'm going to cut out the neck, the shoulder, the neck, the armhole. I'm going to cut out all those parts. So this. So it's not that by the time you are done pleating, by the time you measure, it should give you your bust measurement. Shoulder is 4.5. you mark 4.5, 4.5. So armhole length also is 4.5. Sorry. You mark 2, you come down by 2.5. So cut it out. So this is what I have. This is what I have. You can see that I don't have any joining by the side. This is what I have. This is it. So the next thing to do next, now you can decide to shape in this piece well. Shaping the front armhole well. So this is what I have. You can see. This is what I have. So the next thing to do now, what I'm going to do next is I'm going to join the shoulder. Join the shoulder line. Join the shoulder line.
So the next thing to do is to cut out the sleeve. So my sleeve length is 9.5. Round sleeve also is 9.5. So I'm going to go ahead. I will measure 9.5. I'm going to mark out my 9.5. After marking 9.5, I'm going to go ahead and draw a straight line. After drawing a straight line, I'm going to come down by 2 inches. After coming down by 2 inches, I'm going to measure the armhole length, that's 4.5. Then I'm going to create a slant. Then find the middle, create a curve also. Then I'm going to measure the armhole that I have on my fabric to know the amount of space I'm going to leave at the sleeve. So I have 5.5 here, so I'm going to measure where 5.5 is. I can make it 6 for sewing allowance. Then I'm going to create a slant. After creating a slant, I'm going to extend it by 1 inch for sewing allowance. So after extending the sewing allowance, 1 inch sewing allowance, so I'm going to cut it out. So the next thing I'm going to do is to cut out the band. The band is going to be 3 inches folded into 2, that is 1.5 inches by 7.5. The 7.5 when folded into 2, that will be 3.25, sorry, 3.75. So by the time I do that, I'm going to mark 3 inches and draw a straight line and cut out the band. So I'm going to go ahead and press the band into 2. Remember I measured 3 inches, so I'm going to fold into 2, that's 1.5. So I'm going to press it for it to be flat. So I'm going to go ahead and attach the sleeve to the band. I'm going to gather the sleeve so that the sides can fit into the band to create a puffy effect. This is what my sleeves look like now. So the next thing I'm going to do, after attaching the band and joining the sides, I'm going to turn it out to the right side. Then I'm going to attach to the main dress. I'm going to be attaching the sleeves to the main dress. So what I'm going to do next is to add the collar at the neck. So I'm going to go ahead and measure the total number of lengths I have at the neckline. So I have 14 at the neckline plus the zip allowance on 1 inch on both sides, has 14. So and my client's neckline is 12. So that means it's accurate. So I'm going to go ahead and attach the collar to the neckline. So after fixing the collar, then I'm going to fix the zipper at the back.
So this is what I have now. So the next thing to do is to make the bow that is being placed here. So I'm going to be making the bow next. So this is my piece of fabric. I'm going to fold into 2. Then I'll measure 12 inches. I'll measure 12 inches this way. And this, I'm going to measure half of 12, that's 6. I have 6 here. Then I'm going to fold this way. So after folding this way, then I'm going to draw a curve. After drawing a curve, I'm going to cut it out. So the next thing I'm going to do is to cut out the side that I'll be using for the bow. So this is what I'm going to use for the bow. This is what I'm going to use. So to be sewn, I'll sew here Then I'm going to sew this round and leave a gap. So let's go. So this is what I have. So what I'm going to do next, I'm going to tack this bow. I'm going to tack it here. I'm going to tack it here. So guys,
thank you so much for staying to the end of this video. See you in the next one. Bye.